Good afternoon. I just wanted to get on here just to talk. Um, just want to tell you about myself. How I've been, how things been going with me, how I've been feeling. Like I told you, there's some days I have good days, and some days I have bad days, and some days I just don't know what to call the days. Um, I don't have a lot of friends that I can sit down and talk to or go out to eat with. Um, or anybody that would just come over and spend time with me. I don't have that. It's not that I don't want it. Um, it's just that you get to a place in your life where, well, I've gotten to a place in my life where um, it seemed like um, I'm needing to express myself more, needing to tell myself, lift myself up more, encourage myself more. Um, Sit back and ask myself, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Um, there was a time in my life where I just wanted to travel all the time, just go different places. I remember before the pandemic, me and my daughter, we went on cruise. We did cruises, and I loved it. I love going on a cruise. But when the pandemic hit, when the COVID hit, and after the COVID passed, I had uncertainties about going on a cruise, being around a lot of people, because you had a lot of people that fought against the COVID, said it wasn't real, and if you took the shot, if you didn't take the shot, there was so much um, negative speaking about the COVID-19, but yet a lot of people lost their lives because of COVID-19. The COVID, when it came, it just so many people lost their lives, and I'm so very cautious around people anymore. I still wear a mask because I'm just cautious. I see a lot of people be around. Mainly when I'm going shopping or something, and you have people who's coughing, sneezing, and um, that just makes me uncomfortable. And I want to protect myself. I don't want somebody else's germs. And when you sneeze, the germs, they go everywhere. So I'm just cautious. I'm not speaking against anybody that doesn't want to wear a mask or anything like that. I'm not speaking against that. And like I said, this here podcast that I'm talking is about me. Um, I just want to tell you about myself, how I'm feeling. Um, talk about me. And whatever comes to my mind, I want to talk about it. I want to express it. I want to say how I'm feeling, what's going on with me, um, the good days, the bad days, the sad days, the down days, the up days. I just, I love people. I really do. And I want to help people, mainly single women. I just want to be there for them to help them, to encourage them, to do whatever I can to lift them up if they're going through. That's why I made this podcast for women that's, and have been in an abusive situation or abusive lifestyle, maybe still going through abuse. Um, I'm not going through the abuse, sexual abuse, physical. I'm not going through that type of abuse because I'm not in a relationship. And I'm not saying that when you're in a relationship, you're going to have abuse. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not in a relationship. But that does not mean that, abuse is not there. Abuse don't necessarily mean that you're being abused, being hit. You can be abused by people, how they treat you, um, how they speak about you, how they look at you, what they think, how they feel, how they feel that you are the type of person you are, but they may have never sat down and talked to you, got to know you, but yet they choose to listen to other people in regards to their opinion of you. And that's abuse, because you have a lot of people have opinions about um, other people, mainly single people. They feel that if you're single, is because you have a bad attitude, or there's something about you don't nobody like. That's not necessarily the reason. I'm single because I choose to be single. I do not want to be in a relationship. Maybe because of relationships I have been in and I have been hurt. Maybe that's a reason why. I'm not for sure, but I don't choose to be in. And I'm 69, and I'm not looking to get in a relationship. At 69, I'll be 70 next year. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking to be me, to go different places speaking to single women. That's my goal. I want to minister to single women. Um, I want to encourage them. I want to lift them up. I want them to know that, anything's possible. Being single does not mean that you aren't special, or being single does not mean that you're odd, or being single does not mean that um, there's something negative about you. No. Um, my singleness is me. It's all about me. What things that make me happy, things that I do that makes me happy. And, I like to talk. I like to express myself. Um, I like to go around, people and talk to them, encourage them, give them a word of encouragement, let them know that you got this, you can make it, you're a survivor. Because I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor not only in abuse, but I'm a survivor of being a single woman, that I don't allow no one's opinion about me to make me get into a relationship just to please that individual, that person. um, I'm single because I want to be single. I choose to be single, and I choose to lift other single women up, not put them down, not discourage them, and not tell them, there's something wrong with you. You're not in a relationship. That's not what it's about. You could be single because you choose to be single. That's me. But I also choose to want to minister to single women, whether it's in halfway house, in prison, or whatever. If it's in a church meeting, or going out to eat, having a singles get together, a luncheon or whatever, so we can get together. My goal is to be a help. My goal is to be an encouragement. My goal is to always be there for someone that needs an encouraging word, or needs someone just to listen to their struggles, or whatever they may be experiencing or may be going through. Um, like I said, my podcast is is geared towards single women. My podcast is not geared towards married women, to men. My podcast is not here to get us together so we can find men. That's not what my podcast is about. My podcast is about reaching out to single women, encouraging single women, lifting single women up, letting them know that, we are a part of this here world. We may not be in a relationship, but we do have an identity, um, individuals that live a life, that enjoy their life, and that if they choose to be married, they get married. They choose not to be married, they don't have to get married. Your singleness does not make you a nobody. You're somebody, even if you're single. You could go far in life. You will go far in life. Does not mean being single, you stop growing or stop being somebody. We are somebody. We are individuals. We are single women who's reaching out to other single women to let other single women know that we are somebody. Yes, we are. Um, we can have, like get-togethers as being single, talks, communication. I had one time wanted to do Zoom, but that's not on my agenda anymore. I don't want to do a Zoom. I don't want to have Zoom meetings or anything like that. But I can always have get-togethers on my podcast where we could talk, we could communicate. Go live on my podcast. But doing a Zoom, I'm not going to be doing a Zoom. It's too much involved in doing a Zoom and all that. And in my podcast, all you do is email me, and we could talk, or you know have open mic time where we could just come and communicate, or come in and if we're having a bad day, or if we're going through something, talk about it. Sometimes it's best to talk when you're going through something. Sometimes it's best to get it off instead of holding in, because the more you hold in anger, frustration, misery, depression, it doesn't help your body. It doesn't help you at all. And that's why I do this podcast, because I'm reaching out to single women. Don't hold in your struggles. Don't hold in your disappointment. Don't hold in your frustration. Don't hold in your stress. Whatever you may be going through, don't hold it in. Talk about it. Get it off of you, And I'm not here to, if, we ever have a conversation, I'm not here to put you down. I'm not here to speak evil or laugh. I'm here to listen. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to walk with you step by step to go through the process of your healing, because healing doesn't come overnight. Healing is not something that, happens in a day. Healing is a process that you go through, that you have to, go through the steps. You have to keep walking, keep going towards your goal of deliverance. Because if you don't continue to go through it, talk about it, express yourself, you'll get stuck and you'll give up. And that's why, I'm doing, not giving up on this podcast, because I'm reaching out to you to let you know that I'm here if you ever want to, talk. I'm here if you ever want to discuss things. I'm here if you ever want to just reach out to me. I'm here. And I want you to know that we all have a place here on this earth. We all can help single women. We can all help another single person. We all go through struggles. We all go through disappointments. We all go through failure. We all go through where we fall down, get up. I have failed, but I had to get up. I've cried. Um, I wanted to at times just give up, because I felt I wasn't helping, or I felt I wasn't doing, or I felt nobody was being helped. But I had to look past all of that. It's not always hearing, it's just believing that I am helping. I have to believe regardless, and not let go, not give up, because I care so much for single women, and I know our struggles. I know what it feels like to be wanted. I know what it feels like to be in love, out of love. I know what it feels like to be hurt. I know what it feels like to be disappointed. I know what it feels like to be stressed. I know what it feels like to beat yourself up. I know what it feels like to be beat up. I know what it feels like. It's not comfortable feeling. It's not a feeling that, sometimes, you get up and everything's going great. And then sometimes you get up and you feel like, oh, what's the use? Or, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself and you look at life, and the enemy brings the thoughts that you're nothing, you're nobody, and you got to hurry up and get out of that mind frame, because if you stay in that mind frame, the enemy wins. But if you tell him, I am somebody, regardless, I am somebody. I have come a long ways. I have come a long ways in my life. I thank God that, I'm 69 and a half. I'll be 70 in March. And I look forward to getting older. I look forward to living a life healthy. I look forward to being able to express myself. I look forward to being able to help somebody. I look forward to even rearranging my house, doing different stuff in my house. I look forward to coming into my office and looking at, how I had come so far from where I started. I look forward to when I look at my podcast, when I first started my podcast and where I'm at now on this podcast. I look forward to that. I look forward to getting on the podcast some days and just talking, expressing myself. And I come in here and I listen to the podcast that I've, already done, that, the ones I will be publishing, and I listen to them. And when I listen to some of them, I get encouraged when I hear myself expressing myself, talking about things. I get encouraged. I encourage myself through my podcast, that when I listen to what I've spoken, I get encouraged. So when some days that I'm down or whatever, I come in and I listen to my podcast. And when sometimes I listen, I think about my past, or when I was in a relationship, when I was being abused. I listen to my podcast, and I get lifted up, because I'm hearing how I didn't give up. I kept on going forth. I kept on pressing. I kept on saying, I got this. I kept saying to myself, it's working out. It's going to work out. I didn't give up. Even though there was times I wanted to give up, I didn't. Once I listened to my podcast, once I go and I look over my live streams, or and I look at and I listen to, and I think, and I get so blessed when I hear how, even though I struggled a lot, even though I got down a lot, even though I was depressed a lot, even though I was stressed, even though all the negative was coming my way, I didn't give up. And when I listened to the podcast where I just kept going on, kept going forward, kept moving, and didn't stop, that encourages me. So I know once more people subscribe to my podcast, listen, more women, even if men listen to it, whoever listens to my podcast, that's fine with me. If you could just, if I could just know, that I am encouraging somebody, I'm happy. If somebody's being encouraged, I'm happy. If someone's being delivered, some young lady's being healed, some young lady's being delivered, some young lady is being brought out of her situation, I am happy. I'm so excited to know that somebody's being helped. And that's what it's all about. Helping, reaching out, knowing that I'm helping you. And like I always say, God loves you. He's there for you. He's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And he will always be there for you. He'll never leave you, never forsake you, never give up on you, never turn his back on you. Will always answer your prayers. It's yes and amen. He will never leave you. So he loves you. And I thank God that he helped me to love. Because there was a time I couldn't love. And I just want to say, If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at bmsdiva@gmail.com. And remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, BMSDiva. Have a blessed day. God got you. God's there for you. Reach out, and He'll grab your hand and He'll help you. Be blessed. And thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.